Well, folks, it's official. It's the holiday season. Woo, woo. Remember that song? We love that sucker growing up. I love the holidays. The holidays are a great time of year. It's just a time to reflect and be grateful and celebrate all the wonderful things that we have family, that we came to this country, that we uh, the birth of Christ, number one, number one. I mean, just everything about it is just a fun and exciting time of year, and giving gifts and being here for so many years when I wasn't really available just makes it that much better for me. So, happy holidays. Um, this week, I want to talk to you about out of control because out of control is a really crazy thing, but out of control can be a really good thing as well. So let's start with the election, the corona, I know I don't try not to talk about that too much on my vlogs, but I try to be relevant with what's going on and what's happening as well. And listen, that's what's happening. So if you have to hear about it too much, sorry. Um, those things are things that are beyond our control. They are out of control. This country is out of control. I mean, look, I don't even care who the president is because, God is the ruler of my life and in the kingdom that I'm submitted to. The government that runs me is the government of heaven. And so I'm not worried about who the president is or is going to be. But it's pretty darn obvious that something ain't right in the polls and how things went down, and whose fault it is. Again, I'm not the one to point fingers, but something ain't right in the water there. So what it makes me feel out of control and helpless about is that, do we really have any power in our government? Do we really have the ability to say what we want and see it be accomplished? I don't know. And it makes it sketchy. And so that's very out of control. Coronavirus is up and down. They're giving more tests, so there's more negative results. They've already told us the results they're giving us haven't been accurate. We don't have control of that. Or if you have children that are just off the chain, not doing what they're supposed to be doing, not listening, doing poorly in school or in jail or in trouble, you know what? You don't have control of that. There's many years, year after year after year of my life that was out of control. But it was stuff I had control over and didn't exercise the appropriate amount of control. And so my life was out of control. That's different. That's a different kind of out of control than the out of control I feel now. The out of control I feel now is good because the out of control I feel now is stuff I can't do anything about. So rather than letting that get me down or anxious or upset or overwhelmed or fearful or any of the multitude of things it can bring into my life, I say, this is beyond my control. And so I'm going to let go of it. I'm going to let go of it. There's nothing I can do to get whatever president to do whatever I want him to, being that the president doesn't really have much control anyway. It has a lot to do with the other elements of the government, and you guys know that. But the point of the matter is, I can't do anything about that. I can't do anything about whether people should or shouldn't wear masks. I'm not going to run out and tell you, take that mask off. What are you doing? And I don't appreciate it when people say to me, why aren't you wearing a mask? You know what? This is America. I have the right to my choice, and this is what I chose. And so, if your mask is working, why are you worried about if I have one on? It's crazy, but the point is, it's all stuff that I can't do anything about. And I who am not very political and who am not very fearful, have felt anxiety and have felt a little bit of apprehension when it comes to all these things that are happening. So if I'm feeling that way, I think of the people who really struggle with these kind of things. And I think, wow, it must be just totally overwhelming for someone who tends to be an anxious or fearful person. And so, you know what? If it's out of control, it's good, because when it's not in our control, then it's easy for us. It should be easy for us. We have to make it easy for us to then relinquish control to the one who really is in control. God is in control. None of this stuff has caught him off guard. None of this stuff is beyond his ability to deal with, and he's got it covered. He will handle it. We are okay. We're okay if we belong to the Most High God, because he's got this covered. And so go ahead and let it be out of control, and say to yourself, this is out of control, which means I can turn it over to God. There's nothing I can do about it. And it also relinquishes you of the responsibility of doing something about it. I don't have to fix what's happening in the world. I don't have to fix my children. I don't have to make my husband take the garbage out or whatever it is that he's not doing. If it's out of my control and I can't control it, I've done everything that I can to vote or to speak my piece or to stand up for what I think is right, and still things aren't changing, then guess what? It's time to get quiet and alone and depend on the source that we have. Thank you, Lord, that you are able to handle all of this. I hope you guys have a great out of control week. Talk to you next week.